so you got a crazy idea, a crazy thought of what they should do on Smackdown. Now, Cody is gonna make an appearance there. I was like, he gonna be on both sides until probably until the draft where he might stick. I think he's gonna probably stick on Raw, but that's another thing for another day. But he's gonna be on SmackDown. That's a SmackDown title technically. I was like, they're void of a champion. You know, that whole thing. He's gonna make an appearance there. So now, you know, we already solved who's going to be Damian Priest's first matchup with Damian Priest. It's going to be Jey Uso. They did an #1 contendership. We don't know if that's going to be on a Raw episode or that's going to like main event Backlash. I think it's a main event Backlash, to be honest. I was like, not that we shouldn't have Raw time about like until we get back into weekly routine, which I think after the draft it will be. No, I would like let that set up for the all that other stuff. Anyway, but for Cody, I think Cody is in a different predicament. I think, while yes, that championship that Damian got is from Seth, who is the Workman's champ. He was wrestling on Raw and on pay-per-views all at the same time. I was like, Damian being the heel is a little different. Cody, babyface. So babyfaces do more challenges on, I was like, especially in this era, on regular day-to-day type of viewing than a pay-per-view type of thing. Which is why I think that he should have a match on SmackDown. One, like I said, I already established babyface and all that other stuff. But also, he took that from Roman Reigns. What the criticism of Roman has been, he doesn't wrestle. Not I was like, not even on like PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. But not even on, I was like, so definitely not on regular SmackDown tapings, especially like in the last like year or so. So, I think that would show that this is a new era, this is a new change, new guard, whatever you want to say. That to have Cody have a match, it's been several days. For him to have a match on Raw, like after a double dose of that over the weekend, that's a lot. But on SmackDown, give him some time. I was like, I think it's a little bit different. So, with that in mind, I was like, when we normally do these regular day type of title thing, we normally give it to somebody who isn't there at the pay-per-view setting type, or some happy-go-lucky guy that doesn't get the opportunity, you know, or whatever like that. And while there's none here, cause I was like, you wouldn't do nobody big like AJ, Randy, KO, or Return of Shame. You wouldn't do none of them people. Like, and this is why I thought Ricochet should have won the other matches, because I was like, he's in that middle ground where it's like, oh, he can compete for a title. We don't think he'll win, but hey, it's a good. Oh, they show that's good. Where it's like Jay is somebody that's like they've been trying to see if he could be there. I was like, he has a different potential ranking. So, but with this one, I was like, I can't really think of anybody that's sit on the SmackDown roster that you would be like, let's throw him in there. Maybe Montez Ford. Maybe we got to see how all that happened with Authors of Pain. But they're on NXT doing the NXT thing. But we got to see how that aftermath of them going. That wouldn't be a bad one. You wouldn't do somebody like Bobby Lashley at this juncture, or nothing like that. I was like, Pete Dunne wouldn't be bad. Or Tyler Bates, like if one of them two, that wouldn't be a bad picking. But here's my choice is, and also I was like, it's because we just had NXT. We had the NXT of Roxanne Perez and Ilya Dragunov show up on Raw. So I'm like, let's keep that going. And while saying that, no, not Braun Breaker. I was like, I don't think that wouldn't be bad, but I think that's a future thing down. Because I was like, I could see Cody being like, let me go ahead and give this youngster a shot to see how good he is. Some Scepter would also have probably done. You seen like Becky do it with the NXT town. Carmelo Hayes is another one. And it's like, cool. But at the same time, that's a little bit maybe down the road that you want to do that. But in that same vein, I think you should go with Trick Williams. This is why. One, he's hella over right now. He's going to probably still be, I think he's still going to stay in NXT. I think he's going to beat Ilya, Ilya for the championship, and Ilya's going to get moved up. I was like, just because I was like, I think they want to sort of give him his chance of having the title in NXT and have that run. But I say that it would be great here because I was like, you're still coming off of WrestleMania, him being Carmelo, him possibly challenging, and him being on like he's super hot anyway. So, and like some of the crowd already sort of knows who he is, so I'm like, go ahead, introduce him, see how he is with the main level people. Whether I was like, and that way you get a good read, good or bad. I was like, it won't be bad, but you can see, and maybe this might, and maybe this might sway, because I was like, he's in a match with Ilya on basically, if you win, you win the title. If you lose, you got to leave NXT. And maybe hearing how he comes out and like the crowd reacts to him, because the crowd reacts to him like how we hear they do on NXT, then you could possibly be like, yo, we might pick him up in the draft. Like he might be the draft pick. That like like how Finn Balor was like years ago. Like that's the pick from NXT that's like, oh, that's crazy or whatever. You can even tell it as like, oh, it's a showcasing like if he main roster ready, he go and get Cody. Cause Cody would be like, oh, he would totally take that match. And I was like, we know he's not gonna win, but it's not about the winning, it's about the showing. And we can see how he does against the top tier of the top tier, but also somebody that's hot like Cody, and also somebody that's hot like Trick Williams, because there's nobody really rivaling his hotness. I was like, I really want to say, like, if you even want to count him against a lot of the main roster, it's pretty high considering the fact that most of the people on the main roster is like, like outside of Punk, Rose, Rollins, KO, like some of those that's in this pocket where just like they always get a huge pop kind of thing. But I think that would be a good match for them to do for all parties. Cody gets to have his. See, unlike Roman, I'm going to fight anybody, anywhere if it comes up. Trick is basically like we know he's gonna lose, but it's a good showing for the main roster. It's a good showing, and for like if he's able to be in this certain situation where it's like if we put the title on him, gets it with Ilya, he already got the proper training. Training. He already got to see like his star potential there, all the type of stuff. I think this match up can work out really great no matter what. I think it's a win-win. Or we just wait until like Raw or something like that, or we just wait until we set up whoever his opponent is at Backlash and whatnot. Like I'm not saying that I'm just saying like it's a good get it out the way feeling thing that can excite the crowd in a way that somebody else would just be like, oh, okay, cool. Cody's having a tune-up match, and a guy that we like, hey, maybe let's see if he could be main event one day. I was like, here or there. I was like, I just can't think of anybody really on SmackDown that you would do that's not the big names. That's like, yeah. So anyway, that's my idea. It's Trick Williams versus Cody, SmackDown, closing match. See how all that goes. I think it'd be awesome. But what do you think? Let me know. I mean, obviously, we'll see whether or not my idea, which probably isn't going to happen, happens. Until then, peace.